Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Rebel Inc. Escalation official scenarios. Embassy Evacuation. This is actually a really cool scenario because it plays in a very unique way. We're not going to be chasing down the insurgents and trying to eliminate them while stabilizing a zone, but rather this is a scenario of tactical retreats and buying time for a peace process to finally do its thing and stabilize the region. Really cool scenario. I'd recommend everyone give it a shot. Now, we do have to play it with the civil servant in this case. I do think that the logistics effort is really quite good here. The chef is actually pretty nice as well, and we do want to use the tax collector. You'll hopefully understand a bit more later as to why. Celebrity, I don't think actually makes much of a difference, if I'm honest, but whatever, we'll go with it. So let's go ahead and move on to Mega Brutal difficulty. We will be calling this one Summer Snapdragon. Very good, I like it. Snapdragon Pop, Rice Krispies. It's not... No. Evacuate the embassies. The insurgents are coming. We have to hold back waves of attacks and evacuate my most exposed embassies. Try to survive until the peace deal is signed. So as you can see here, we have quite a few embassies located across the map, and if any of these fall, I'm pretty sure that's just going to be game over right then and there. We're going to start with the coalition soldier right off the bat. We need to protect these embassies like our lives depend on it, because it does, until each one of them systematically can be evacuated and removed, as the insurgents just have a horde constantly swarming from the eastern side of the map. We are going to lose ground. It is a question of delaying them at the right time for long enough that we can win this scenario. So here we have extraction teams. The evacuation initiatives have been made available, allowing for the extraction of embassies. And then, insurgents launch targeted raids. If they take an embassy, you lose, which is pretty standard. Embassies have always worked that way. The second that this coalition unit becomes available, we need to immediately move over here. You can see some insurgents already in this area. They are going to make a beeline for this embassy. If we don't get someone over here to defend right away, we are going to lose. We also need to get a second coalition soldier as quick as we can. Now note, we already do start with some support corruption and inflation and plenty of initiatives already done. Under infrastructure, we have access to main roads and highways. Both of these will be very helpful for the mobility of being able to move my units around to defend, because we're going to be spread pretty thin in the mid-game. In the very early game, it's not hard. You have to protect these two embassies, but we will pull back. Then it's going to be a matter of defending these four for a while, and we're going to be kind of stretched thin. So by that point, you definitely want to have as many units available. I need to get it to $9 as quick as I can, which is going to be right about now, so let's go ahead and grab a second coalition unit. This is where having things like the chef and stuff is nice. Oh, we're already in danger over here. Never mind, we have to go defend this right away. And they're going to be making a beeline for this embassy as well. Ooh, boy, we're already in a pretty rough spot. If I can get a third soldier, that'd be great. But because we're going to be so reliant upon coalition soldiers in the early game, it's really, really important to have them stay as long as possible. Otherwise, we start running low on reputation. So that's why I think getting the chef is great. Also, because we start with so many stabilized zones, that's where the tax collector is helpful, and the logistician in order to quickly deploy some new units. Let's go ahead and grab a third coalition unit. We're going to need them. Move them up over, I guess, here. We're just trying to ward them off of these zones. It's going to take them a little while to actually, like, siege the area down. So just being able to chase these guys away for the moment is going to be good enough. Anything else I really need to do? Well, yeah, I need to go for the embassy evacuation process itself, and that's going to take $12. I just got to this point only so I could stabilize and defend what I've currently got, but now we need to go for that embassy evacuation, and if anything, I'm a little bit slow on this. So now with that, we're going to start seeing pop-ups at each of our embassy locations. We choose one of them to evacuate. I am going to be evacuating this one, so we'll select you. And that's all we can evacuate for now. This is all going to go away. We no longer have an embassy. I can safely retreat from this location and go move over here and defend this embassy instead. I'm also going to send some soldiers down here, get intel in this region, and keep them out of here so I can control the roads, because I want to be able to move around and do stuff a little bit faster. Speaking of roads, we can go ahead and work on main roads level 1 now, or I can save up a bit of money to go for extraction team and increase the rate of evacuations, which is necessary. The faster we can evacuate, generally speaking, the better. We have troops arriving over here in just some moments. We have a little time before we lose this embassy, and we'll reinforce, so we should be okay. This is going to go away. They'll be taken care of. We have saved an embassy. Excellent. All right, all is good. Let's see. I don't really need to defend anywhere in particular, so I guess we'll just stay here for the moment. We have $18. I need 19 in order to go for that next evacuation. Let's pick that up. That just speeds everything up. Now, as you can see over here on the right, the peace process is gradually filling up. This is all about buying time until this naturally fills. So the more embassies we can evacuate, the more I can tighten up my military forces and then just hold my ground until the peace process is done. Let's go ahead and start working on things like interstates and main roads. I want to be able to move around nice and fast. Not to mention we do get some small combat advantages whenever we do fight on roads that have been expanded at least a little bit. I think we can safely pull you back over here and just go fight over this area. We're not having to worry about this embassy quite yet. Let's go ahead and get main roads going as well. And all of this is looking kind of fine. And there's not a whole lot else we need at this point. I would like to go ahead and start working on some national soldiers. We are certainly going to need that at some point because these coalition soldiers will not be around here forever. So having a few extras on hand is just going to give me more men to play with, more reinforcements, more stabilized fights. I'm going to go down here and try to intercept these guys before they make a beeline to this embassy. Just buy myself a little bit of time. You need to go over here, and we can already do another evacuation. For some reason, it just clicked off, and I'm not sure why. It just disappeared. Okay. Well, that's a problem. I guess we have to evacuate you now. That is not at all what I wanted to see happen. So now we're stuck defending this alone. That was not supposed to happen at all. Fun. Let's go for some intelligence, and we have to go for the Foreign Relations Office, because I'm betting that's what this is. Yes, and that is going to be an annoyance for the rest of the scenario, so we do want to get that. Let's go defend in that area, just buying some time, warding them off as quick as we can. Well, I mean, at the very least, we don't have to worry about this embassy anymore. It's just now our troops are going to start getting cut off from each other, and that's no fun. All right, subtle pressure. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to move you down over here and just try to keep people away from the main road. That said, they're also going for this embassy. They're sieging it down very slowly. We're okay at the moment. There we go. Now you can pull back up over here. We're actually stabilizing a couple of zones for free, which I think is kind of funny, but oh well. More national soldiers and some garrisons will certainly help if we can get that. I'll go ahead and start training up a second round now. So far looking okay. Can we move you down here? Yes, we're going to go ahead and do long extension. I need to keep this area nice and safe. Let's try to catch this guy before he gets too far. There we go. Looking fine. We're going to have national soldiers in position soon. Yes, you lose reputation as they take over zones. Yes, it's very annoying, but don't worry. We are A-okay so far. Absolutely fine. Why are we... Oh, we're not in the mountains. Oh, shoot. I was in the wrong zone. I was right on the edge. Ha! Oops. Okay. So that was a bit dangerous. We almost lost this. I almost wasn't paying attention. I definitely wasn't paying attention, but we're okay. Garrisons, absolutely a good idea right now. So let's go ahead and pick one up. We're going to do one more long extension right over here, and that's probably about all we can afford for a little bit. I'm going to place down a garrison right up over here, I think. Cost me $5. This will provide some extra reinforcement in this area, as well as if I wanted to continue moving my troops around, which I kind of do using the national soldiers. We'll also need to quickly defend said garrison and not lose this city. Now, I'd really like to not lose any of these zones. Don't forget, I move faster with them around. Also, I get some extra income, so it's very good to not have to worry about that. Are you in the right zone? You should be. These guys actually did not go where I want them to. Let's move you over here now. Moving around pretty quickly, though. That's good. We could start getting some, like, police and stuff. That would be a thing, but I don't think we need it. Let's go ahead and grab interpreters and guides. Gathering intel and quicker isn't necessary for sure. More soldiers isn't a bad idea. I guess we probably could do that. We can actually evacuate. I'm going to reject that location. I want this one to go. Okay, please don't go away this time. There we go. All right, now we can pull back. Thank God. That's more what I was looking for in the first place. All right, so now we can pull back from the east. This honestly is a fairly quick scenario. It's not the hardest of scenarios. It just, you have to play it very differently, and if you're kind of unprepared, you're probably going to lose your first couple of rounds. Let's go ahead and try to hold this area if we can. I'd like to buy time. If we can hold this, we prevent them from getting close to this embassy. Move you over here as well. And what's this? I'm going to try to negotiate. We're going to lose some reputation, and we lose a coalition soldier. That's a bit of a problem. If we can get another garrison over here, that would buy me plenty more time. Let's go ahead and move you up here. I think we're just going to have to accept that we're going to lose some of these roads for the moment. It's just more important that we protect the embassy as long as we can. More soldiers wouldn't be a bad idea, but you know, another thing I need is some strength, because my national soldiers are not very strong right now, and they are going to struggle. Let's go ahead and move you over here, and never mind, move to the garrison, since this guy apparently is redeploying and not sieging this down at all. Okay. Bit of an awkward choice, but I'll go with it. How about an garrison right over here? This should allow me to hold this area, and if I have to pull back, not a huge deal. We got a little bit of reputation back for free. We're doing fine so far, and we're about halfway through with the peace process. This is not too bad. I can try to engage against some of these guys. At this point, we can abandon this and just pull back here, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and do that now. Here comes our replacement unit. Thank you. If we want to put the fight to them, we can, and then just buy ourselves even more time. I'm fine with that. Sure, let's go ahead and attack them. Let's push them back even further. Why not? Now, that's debatable, I think, whether that's actually a sensible idea, because I don't know. If they take over a zone and we actually take it back, well, we're just going to lose more reputation when they eventually get it back. So I don't know. Maybe it's not worth ever doing that now that I think about it. All right, I've kind of convinced myself that that's dumb, but oh well. Let's train up the last national soldier. We found a camp, actually, and as soon as these coalition soldiers need to leave, we're going to have to let them go. Oh, come on! All right, hang on. Is this going to pop back up? Okay, the reason it went away this time is because apparently it was under siege. Now I know that's why. Let's go ahead and pull you back. We can abandon this area nicely, safely. We are A-okay. Everything is fine. I'm going to hold the line here as long as I can, though, because it just buys me time. That said, this area is going to be harder and harder to defend in a little bit. We are going to go ahead and let go home. No biggie. Going to go ahead and move you right here and just go ahead and intercept and do some damage. Okay. What else do we want to do? Well, we can go for stronger garrisons. That will make it even easier to win some fights. I'm okay with them taking over this zone. Fighting over these mountains didn't get them very far at all. We're looking okay, about 2/3 of the way through the peace process right now, and we're only about 11 minutes into this video so far, so like this isn't so bad. This is actually my first try doing this on Mega Brutal difficulty, so if I make a couple of mistakes here and there, I think you'll forgive me, but for the most part, as you can see, once you know what you're in for, it's really not that bad. Really not that bad, but I gotta say, I think one of the reasons I just love this scenario is because it is so unique in the way that it plays. Like, name me a scenario where your goal is to pull back intelligently, you know? Usually you're just going balls to the walls and trying to beat the crud out of them. We're gonna go ahead and send these guys home rather than lose any more reputation. Doesn't make sense. We will place down probably another garrison, let's say right over... I'm thinking right over here. Now, an issue we're going to start running into pretty soon is these guys will start going into these mountains and probably trying to take over some of these zones, and I could see that becoming an issue. So we're probably going to have to fall back a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and allow them to take this road, move here, prevent them from going to these mountains, prevent them from going this direction, and keep my fronts nice and narrow if I can. Though I do have some additional soldiers on hand if I want them. So, I mean, we could just go ahead and push forward a bit further. If I place them right here, though, they can reinforce both of these guys, which makes this practically impenetrable. Yeah, you see how this works? It's completely fine. Let's go ahead and grab some more weapons. Now, normally, at this point, we would have no more coalition soldiers, hence why I had to time this to have all of these national soldiers ready to go. We'll go ahead and pull back right here, but at this point, I don't see any reason to pull my units back any further. We're just kind of getting this embassy out of harm's way. I take that back. They somehow snuck through. How the actual crud did you do that? I don't know, but we need to go get these guys. Somehow, we completely lost this. All right, well, at least the guy died before he could do any damage. You know what? Let's just go ahead and leave this person here to make sure that we reinforce this a bit better. We're okay over in this direction. We give them a bit of time. They'll take over this zone, but we're otherwise looking great. What else can we do? We can go for security checkpoints, which makes it harder for them to take over zones that do have garrisons, and that buys me even more time. If we have to lose this and pull back, not a big deal. Absolutely fine with that arrangement. It's not going to hurt me. Anything else? Tell you what, let's go ahead and start getting some policing, which is just going to slow them down a little bit more if they do want to start sieging down some zones. Desperate insurgent attack. They are making some last-ditch efforts, huh? That's fine. We're at 87% of the way through the peace progress. I still have 39 reputation, so we're looking fine so far. These guys are trying really hard to get away, but they're actually just taking casualties instead. And with the garrison support, yeah, we're fine. These national soldiers can absolutely beat them all down. Tell you what, nah, we're gonna leave you there. I was gonna say, let's just go ahead and go on the offensive, but no, that's not smart. Let's not be stupid. We didn't even have to go for a 4th coalition soldier. That's actually pretty surprising to me. Let's go for civil assistance. We might as well. Just roll out some initiatives here and there. I don't know. Maybe we can go ahead and make these guys happy. And then, yeah, I will send you home. We're gonna hold on to these mountains. If I can get another garrison and place it right here, I will absolutely do so. But if we have to pull back into more defensible ground over here, that's fine too. Let's pull back this embassy. As far as I'm aware, there's no advantage to leaving your embassies here. I don't think that it speeds up the peace progress, so the second you have an opportunity to pull them back, I don't see any reason not to do so, you know what I mean? It just makes the most sense. 98% of the way. Almost done. Almost done. And then these guys are just going to start disappearing. We're going to pay ransom and get the journalist back, gain some reputation in the process, 100%. And you can see, we are now stabilizing zones. They are laying down their arms, and their zones are starting to go away. Let's place down a garrison in the mountains just for good measure, because I like it, and a big screw off to the insurgents. There we go. And this is victory, ladies and gentlemen. This is victory. Fun scenario. Very different. But I like different. I like creative. I'd love to see some people try creating things like this in the custom scenario creator. I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff I love to see. What is going on over here, and why aren't you dead? We are going to pay off. I don't know. Just get rid of the corruption. Who cares? There we go. Now he's gone. 100% stability. Boom. Done deal. All right. Well, I like it. I like it. I mean, I already said it several times, but I'm going to give this one big thumbs up. This is actually probably one of my favorites so far out of the official scenarios roster. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would actually hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Merry Christmas to all of you who are going to be celebrating that, and I will see you guys next time.